Good morning, Zimbabwe. Good morning, the whole world. We've come again talking football with Cosmas Zulu, the only man who deals in color. Today, I've got some very interesting guests here, whom I think the whole world needs to know about these legends I've got here. On my left here, I've got Johannes Tshuma, a legend who played for Dynamos, who played for Highlanders, and he has won a lot of honors. We'd like to hear from him exactly what made him be a legend. He was a goalkeeper. He was a very good goalkeeper. And when you talk about ball distribution, he's one of the guys which I think youngsters, goalkeepers, can learn a lot from this guy. On my far left, I've got a legend of legends, a journalist, a entrepreneur, on a lot of things and his name is called Ezra Tshisa Sibanda. To the youngsters, you might have heard your grandfathers, your mothers talking about radio Mtakazi, where when he was a young man, that's where you get the nickname Tshisa. The guy could entertain, the whole of Zimbabwe on the radio. So I got these two guys here. Good morning, Johannes Tshuma.
Good morning, Mr. Tsano.
Good morning, Tshisa.
Hello, Tsano.
No, nice to have you guys in
pleasure,
the program.
pleasure.
And it's so interesting to have you here. But like I've always said, people will tend to have to forget about the blessings from God. COVID swept a lot of our relatives. They were all gone. But here we are, alive.
Thank God.
And we have to thank God.
Amen.
For things like that, guys. And usually in this program, guys, we have a minute of silence to all the legends of Highlanders, legends of all the teams in the world who passed on, and the administrators who passed on. We need to have a minute of silence to respect these guys, because those are the guys who made who we are, and looking forward to the world of football. So let's take off our caps and have a minute of silence, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Amen.
Yes, but Tshuma and Tshisa, you sometimes I wonder, when people, talk about the 10 Commandments in the Bible. The first commandment in the Bible says, love your neighbor the way you love yourself. And I can go on and say, the most important business of the day is about caring and loving and walking with the image of God. That's the most important business of the day. Hence you are here, guys, because I love you.
Thank you, Tsano.
Thank you, Tsano.
Now, I want to start with you, Mr. Tshuma. Who is Johannes Tshuma? Where did you come from, Johannes? When did you start your football career? Tell us. Let the youngsters know. Because, you see, in Barberfield, people talk about, that is Johannes Tshuma. Hey, where's the Lily Island? But
I couldn't wait to say it.
Tell us, can you please tell us, Joe, who is Johannes Tshuma?
Good afternoon, viewers.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.
Across the world. Johannes Tshuma was a lempilo obulawayo ngo-1962 ngoJuly. Wakhulela eMpophoma. Wajoyina team othiwa Highlanders by then.
Yes, imagine.
Yeah. Team number 1 kuphela.
Yeah.
Uthe dlala iWanderers khonaphana. iWanderers yatshintsha ibizo yaba yi-Eagles.
Yes, sir.
I think over 1980 angisakhumbula umnyaka lo 80s. Yeah. Yatshintsha ibizo yaba yi-Eagles. Yasibhuluka usay because of imali nokunye nje yangaba uSibanda Kenneth Sibanda the late now.
I've got him behind you.
Yeah.
I went with just to remind you on the late hero. You were my head of delegation when it took under 18
Scotland.
Yeah. The late Adams McKay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it team that functioned through Sibanda in 1986. I quit football for a while. Ngafunda nje isikolo eqedisa imfundo yami bomahaya ngasensiye Poly. Ngafundela as a boilermaker, training boilermaker, played the welding and boilermaking.
Okay.
Ngathi ngisewe Poly ngathola attachment eFrida Gold Mine. That was 1986.
Where is this gold mine?
Frida Gold Mine.
Oh, Frida Gold Mine.
Under Forbes and Thompson.
Yeah.
Kobo Vumba Chikwe brothers.
Vumba Chikwe, yeah.
Ngafika ngafoma team ngikhona ngayo. Wena.
Wele mali.
Ngila mali. Yeah, team mine then ngajoba for 4 years.
Yeah.
Then there was a guy okuthiwa nguDumisani Mafikeni.
Yeah.
This guy wakhula eMzilikazi. He knew me very well from Wanderers.
Yeah.
Wabuya the late Rodrick Simwanza.
Oh, Rodrick Simwanza.
Yeah.
The tall guy, yeah.
They came to Bloyo bendinga.
Yeah.
Banswela. Only to be told ukuthi ngaphi nse ePhilippo eGwanda.
eGwanda.
Yeah. So balandele eGwanda, banithole eGwanda.
Yeah.
Bathola umanager wethu okuthiwa nguShepard Phiri, is now late. Bakhulumisana laye.
Rest in peace.
Bamvumbulula emayini emgodini. I remember the day. I'm busy ngilungisa ishaft.
Yeah.
Angizothonya ufunakala phezulu kusurface. Agent.
Tell me, you, as a goalkeeper, they were looking for you as a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's my history now.
Yeah.
Right, ngasonga phezulu. Ngihamba kusurface then ngicamadoda la ewankibe emelele.
Yeah.
Steam goalkeeper. Now goalkeeper simdinga. Johannes. Kusasa kuseni futhi ureport ewanki. Njani? Nasi siqedile konke thina. Mina ngingantshela. Ta kule ngenye indlela wena vele ule talent.
Yeah.
Lapha ubize ngesikolo wena vele uyobhala goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So hambe wonke edlala. Just like that. The following morning I packed my luggage off to Wanki.
How many years did you spend in Wanki?
Wanki I spent 5 years.
As a goalkeeper?
As a goalkeeper.
Were you the first choice?
I was the first. The very, very first day in Fige Wanki. I figure we Tuesday, Wednesday, paperwork, Thursday. I'm training. I didn't train for the Thursday. I unveil. To induction. Unveiling, Yeah, I saying unveil.
Who was your second? Who were the goalkeepers?
I had Anton Nakamba, the father to Marvelous Nakamba.
Yeah.
Then I had Isaac Tshuma. Those were two men. Kuna hapo nsi one nsi replace Upenzele.
Yeah.
Who had left for Cape United.
Yeah.
Then on Sunday go league game.
Yeah.
Besa Zimbabwe Saints.
Yeah.
Kulo Kutanzira.
Yeah, all right.
There was the chairman by then, we saying.
Yeah.
So I was second. Then that game we won 2-0. First game playing for Wanki, not trainer.
Tell me, Joe, for the 5 years you have been in Wanki, can you remember the goals you conceded?
Yep, I do.
That's good.
The highest number of goals I conceded was about 4.
Which team were you
We
playing?
losing to Black Rhinos.
Oh, Black Rhinos?
Yeah.
The time of
Paul Moy or
Noxum Tizwa.
Sticks and Tizwa, the Ndundumas.
And the Stand Ndundumas.
Yes, that's
Maronga
what
Nyangela.
Maronga Nyangela, the Pomba,
good
yes.
team, eh?
They
That's
had
the
Jaffet
good team.
Mparso in Cole back then.
Yeah, the short cat.
Yeah.
Anti Rhinos Lapana by a new team.
A new
Yeah,
team, yes,
Today,
yes. Yeah, exactly.
Platinum of today.
The
You're getting
money.
the best.
The money.
The money and everything.
Yeah.
Bisa coach Mpapa, Ashton Yazika,
Ashton Yazika,
the late,
yeah.
yeah.
Which year was that?
87, 86 somewhere
Yeah,
there. Somewhere there, yeah. Ukuthi azangirekhodeka ngawo last team.
Okay, thank you, Joe. We'll come back to you. You know, after 1K, we want to know exactly where did you end up in. Now I come to you, Tshisa. Please.
I'll try to be brief because my history is
Very long.
So I'll try to be very brief.
Yeah. Get the most important thing for the
most important
national-
thing is that I was attended by Zimbabwe Broadcast Corporation whilst I was doing my A-levels at Northley High School.
Yeah.
So it was a public speaking at the Latchit home, and then Mr. Sam Kitiga, may his soul rest in peace.
Yes.
So Tony Baba invited me, and then the next thing I saw is at PC Kayampo Puma, 2-year Funega studio. Then they told me to go to Harare. So when finishing my A's, I was already employed by ZPC. So I remained the youngest ever radio presenter to have been employed at ZPC. Then I went to Harare. When I was in Harare, they training and all that. And then Highlanders won the Zifa Cup final.
Yeah.
First time to fly. Where Tsano, this man here with all Cosmas Zulu and Lawrence, manager. Then he bamfaka ko flight to Bulawayo. That was when I was coming back to Bulawayo because I had to flee Harare for some problem which I had there. I once stayed in the studio for some time, being protected by soldiers. Then I came here, then worked for Edmonton studio for 13 years. During that time, I was a Highlanders person. If you remember very well, which I had to go through some problems with the management because I was forgetting that I was a commentator. I became like a support. Remember the day, I think it was Black Mamas or Black
Mamas. I didn't
So
second two lessons and comes from Lomo and they come to the radio. Second live. Mobangasa get well, then I say, Klopas getting down clear. So
let me tell you, just to interrupt you, you know, when you talk about these kind of stories, we had Sam Chirap, you know the
referee.
One day, Highlanders was playing another team from Harare, and the ball went out, you know, and then was Namushabira. Pangisa pera ukati ball. See, I hear what
The
referee, can you imagine? No, thank you, Cameroon.
So I was always accompanying Highlanders wherever they go. So they had to speak to me. But luckily, by then I had the sponsors who were sponsoring my comment. When they tried to remove me from being a commentator, the sponsors withdrawn, Tuna Foods, all those people, Harvey Tiles, they said we're not sponsoring e-comment again. So they brought me back there. So they allow me to do whatever I wanted. So therefore, I was going all over. So e-comment mainly, when I was doing it was sponsored. So I had to travel to the Highlanders, went to Seychelles to play there in Seychelles. So I did the live commentary from there. Went to Tanzania, went to Cameroon with Highlanders. That experience I'll never forget in Cameroon. It was a horrible experience. It was what they did is maybe I don't want to mention the hotels, but the poorest hotel
Yeah.
you can ever find,
Think of.
where there were prostitutes
Yeah,
underneath, and top there were rooms.
Yeah.
So you could hear prostitutes getting a man to sleep next door and all that. So they put Highlanders there.
Yeah.
So we're together with Highlanders.
Hey.
And then in the morning, the breakfast, they will give one slice.
Of bread.
Of
Yeah.
bread.
Yeah. They were starving us actually.
They were starving
Yeah.
these guys. And then you can actually see the sun through the...
The slice of a bread.
Slice
Yeah.
of a bread.
Yeah.
So sidla khona okuyana.
Yeah.
And they would do that khona pha.
Yeah.
And all that. It was terrible.
Hey.
So afterwards, when they said, no, go and check your lines. Because I wanted to check your lines when I'm doing my broadcast.
That's true.
So I told the lady at reception, can you call a cab for me? I want to go to the stadium.
Yeah.
The lady said, okay, wait outside. I waited 20, 30 minutes. Go back. Wait, lady, where is the taxi? Said, that's a taxi there. Meaning, to motorbike. How do I travel? So this guy said, because they're French people,
Yeah.
language.
Yeah, language now.
Yeah. So he says, jump. So many mbambe tha.
Yeah.
Ila hey lokuzela.
Helmet.
Hey, ispeeding zakhona. By the corners kodwa phakathi se stadium.
Hey.
No, it was horrible. When they stadium and all that, then they said, we're not coming in here.
Yeah.
You are bringing Juju, we won't allow you. So the comment was never done. Because they refused. They refused to singene phakathi.
Because of Juju.
Yeah, but we are bringing Juju.
I know.
But they poured us with the water full of all the stuff.
When these guys were going inside, they now we are
Eternal, you know the tunnel.
They refused them to play training, and you normally allow to train.
To feel the TF before the match.
On the venue.
They refused when they stood outside of Jobo and then when they were going in now to play on the day, when
we were to pass.
What happened? What was the result of that game?
We lost 3.
we penalty shootout.
We went to penalty shootout.
What happened?
Actually, they equalized.
In the first half, in the first 20 minutes,
Just
they wiped that 3-0 here.
3-0 to Fisi.
3-3.
Yeah.
Hey.
Last minute injury time.
Yeah.
Who give to Junior or Kubegi put online with the car or cover
Pants.
pass. Do that. Let it win and
Let it win, but you know.
Then went for penalty shootout.
Then we lost out.
And you lost out.
Oh, so time man, we
We all missed.
Yeah.
It was
Hey, what should it be?
Yeah.
3-1.
Yeah.
Penalty shootout.
Yeah. Do you know, you see, that you're saying, I keep on telling people that you know about a bamboo tree. A bamboo seed, Ezra, you put it down here, it takes 7 years or 5 years to germinate. When it germinates, it only takes about 4 or 5 weeks, it will be 90 meters tall.
Really?
You see, do you know what? I'm saying this. Guys like Bia, guys like Caesar Koza, Turan Gumed and Rabi, those are the boys I won
most of the championships.
1993. You see, there's a trophy, junior trophy, when I was playing with Dynamos in Rofaro. Those are the same boys who came in and win 4 championships
In a row.
in a row. I built that team. I built that team. Do you know what happened? That particular year, Alibaba had problems with an executive for our Highlanders. And because, Baba wanted to do some catering, and they think they refused him.
A clubhouse.
A
Clubhouse.
clubhouse. Baba went away and took all the boys to Zimbabwe Science.
How long was it?
Yes. Just a
No.
He had a short stint with the Saints. So is Area Stars.
So, Silas Jobu, the former chairman, he's here now. I was supposed to bring him on this program, but his church now refused. He's now with Jehovah's Witness.
Right.
They don't want all these things. And my brother said, no, Cosmas Zulu must go and coach the juniors. Because with no juniors that time, Ali took them on.
This is after who Pareto.
Yeah.
It was after
When he won the league.
The league, yeah. We won the league in 1993 anyway, in 1990. So I went to Ross Camp, nothing at Baba, we saw a fan of it. motivation ngathi ngithemfutha abafana bethu ngathatha abafana bonke obiya labana bonke ngahamba labo ngaphi eBaba Fields. Then when I started building a building, and then those are the boys who won the junior.
So Matinda picked them from you.
Yes.
You see, so you can see when I talk about the bamboo tree, why I'm saying this, we need the Highlanders current supporters to have patience with the juniors. It's not an overnight thing.
But it's not the supporters.
You see, I mean, even the officials,
Exactly.
I don't understand.
To be honest, I don't think they're supposed to play. Both supporters don't see them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Executive.
If a player, if the coach is put pressure by the executive,
Yes.
and then the executive wants this guy to deliver.
Some
Because
routes.
when the youngsters were introduced in
Yeah.
the 90s, those youngsters were very sharp, like
Yes.
you said.
Yeah.
They come in there already very
Yeah.
sharp, given
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah, but you see, my advice to Tshisa, to the current executive is, you can't eat 3 plates of food today and wake up being fat. For you to be fat, it's the food you ate 3 years back. So, hence I'm saying to them, they must understand how you build a team.
Yeah, but how do they build a team when they're buying some rejects from other clubs?
This is the problem. That's why you find people like me. See, I don't go much. Even last week, I didn't go to watch the game because the team playing now is the team which I built when the church when Kayindu left and Mafu. Those guys are 8-7 years old now in that team. You know, you cannot call yourself a giant when you go for 20 years without winning the league.
The league champion. That's very true.
With the system, with the current system in Highlanders, it will be very difficult for anyone or any coach to win the league.
The league.
Because now what happens is that like I was saying, because of the money. If you look at the team when you won the league, teams are what Joe. These players could go for weeks or months without even a pay.
Yes.
And the pay was a winning bonus.
Bonus.
Now winning, and it was coming from the kids.
Yeah.
Now they have sponsors. That's why these players reject from other clubs are
coming
to Highlanders because their salary.
Yeah.
So those people, they are there not because of the badge.
Because of
They're
the
not
badge.
playing for the badge. They are playing for
Money.
Tshisa, it's so interesting to have you with the history of Highlanders in this program. Me and Barry, we went for 4 years without a salary. Do you know who was giving us money? You remember Ubaba Uleti Chakalamajaka, doctor? He was our manager. Every Tsano, matule team ngenye. Every sinigi man so lope. We started earning money in 1993 when we won the
BP Cup final.
Remember?
Yeah, when the PT.
winning
For 3 years without a pay because we love the badge, like what you're saying. Joe, after 1K, what happened, man?
It was one tough game at Collier.
Yeah.
I think Highlanders lost 1-0. Yeah, 1-0. It was Klopas, the late, Mrs. Rambo Spanda, the late,
I remember that game was there.
Melusin Kiwane, the late.
Yeah.
These 3 guys, may their soul rest in peace. They came to me.
Yeah.
When? Your router in below.
Yeah.
Wenzani emalahleni. Sikhamba lawa siuchi.
Yeah.
Liyahlanya. Debate. We spoke. For the first time, Murambo in his history, I will say, after the game, he didn't go out drinking.
Yeah.
What could this cat like a 3? Being
Yeah.
And I remember Basala, Mobile Papa Hotel. The 3 of them. And I when Cosmas Zulu,
Yes.
Peritaka, Loroid Pareto.
Yeah.
Kuseni They left for Blower.
Yeah.
Oh, Kwenikimini. But the Blower, it was Wednesday, if not Thursday. Urambo, Melus, Klopas, Glumtalu, Shabangani, Bank, Uvan. They came to Wank.
Yeah, but do you know Van Kavana, Mtanaga founder
Highlanders,
yeah.
But he's one bizarre strike.
Yeah.
Some people no, but some people ngame office ni NGI kwa khulunye ndawo.
Yeah.
Ngasenjoyina ke Highlanders 1992.
1992. Yeah. I remember. And then how many years did you spend, by the way, Charlie?
19 years, I think, with the Highlanders.
Nearly 2 decades.
Nearly 2 decades.
Showing what is son of Highland.
Son of Highland.
Showing what is a legend.
Yeah.
And then
how many trophies did you cup finals did you go, Joe?
They're countless. I figure 20.
Okay, that's beautiful.
1920.
That's nearly half of what I ever
has, yeah.
With Highlanders.
You know, I accumulated most of all my trophies at Highlanders.
Yeah.
Kuwanki ngathola Heroes Trophy, Castro Heroes Trophy, yeah. Esadla khona caps.
Yeah.
So kwanisa ukurepresenta ama-CAF games with Wanki.
Do you know, when I started here, to the viewers, I talked about Johannes playing for Dynamos, which was wrong because I was mixing up with the late Lucky Dube.
Lucky Dube, okay, right.
I was mixing up because, guys, forgive me.
And Lucky Dube,
yeah.
No, good Dynamos.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Olympics, Eagles, then Dynamos.
Forgive me. I've coached more.
I wanted to correct you on that one.
Yeah, I know. More than 25,000 boys. Yeah. So you can forgive me to remember some of these things. But here we are. Yeah, no, say child. I mean, I'm over 74. So you need to know. Yes, I look young. Because I eat good food.
Oh, too much chicky.
I don't know. Yeah. So, what are you doing now, Joe?
I have tried to open a goalkeepers academy.
Yeah.
Whereby I'm trying to teach these youngsters to become the future Johannes Tshumas.
That's beautiful. Because you can't go to your grave with all that
experience, that knowledge. Yeah. I'm impacting it back to.
But goalkeepers academy, does it work if this boy has improved? My team will steal that boy from you.
No, there's a certain contract.
There's a certain contract which we have done.
What they do.
Yeah. So they come to us, then we talk, we release the boy on terms.
Yeah. So this is what we are doing now. Yeah. How many kids do you have now, Joe?
I have 16 kids.
16?
16 boys, yeah.
Oh, come on. My friend, you're not serious.
I'm serious.
How many boys?
All boys. No girls.
It's team up. Line up your
Those the boys you are training.
Yeah, there are 16 boys.
Your own children.
Tsano, elaborate, man.
I was wondering, how can this guy have 16 children more than me?
Okay, all right, sorry.
He must have been using, a lot of juju.
Sorry.
Okay,
I missed that question.
You missed it.
Right.
I mean, it happened.
Right.
Your kids.
I thought you were still in football terms, right?
No.
I have got 6 kids, 3 boys and 3 girls.
Oh, that's good.
None of them is playing football.
Nobody's playing.
None. Only the second born is playing cricket. And
are they in Blower?
No. They're out of Blower.
Where are they?
2 are in SA.
Yeah.
2 in Harare.
Yeah.
And 2 in Vic Falls.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, that's
not all boys.
3 boys, 3 girls.
Yeah. Tshisa.
Yeah.
Now, how much time, when you left Zimbabwe, for how many years were you in overseas?
I went to UK when I left this country. I left in 2002 March.
Yeah.
And then I returned in 2010.
Yeah.
Then finally started coming from 2010, and then in 20. In fact, we don't want to go deep because it will involve politics.
Yes, I know. Don't want to
So then I came 2020 during the COVID because where I was watching news and television. And someone was living alone. So I was seeing 2,000 people have died, 3,000 people died in UK, whatever, because of the COVID.
That's true.
I said there's no way because it's Tsano. The way I was panicking while I was sleeping. When I watch TV, I switch it off. And when they say lockdown in countries like UK or America, it's lockdown. Can you imagine sitting here alone?
In the house.
24 hours daily. So I felt like my mental state was there because I was waking up at night, screaming, thinking that I'm dead already. When I hear pain here, thinking that is COVID. So Google was working. Pain at the back, pain in my bum, is that COVID? Just checking everything.
Okay.
Then you forget what's in food. No. This is madness. I took a ticket, then I flew to Zimbabwe. The last day when the flights were gonna be stopped. That was last day. We flew when there were 7 of us inside the plane to South Africa. That's when I came home.
Oh, that's beautiful. So now, in Zimbabwe, what are you doing now, Tshisa?
I still work as a broadcast journalist for Voice of America. I also run my own business. I run Pata Pata.
Pata Pata.
Where you grew up?
Let me tell you about Pata Pata. When we were young boys, you guys, before you were there, that was one of the best cocktails. Pata Pata and Kwezi.
The number 6.
Number 6. That's every weekend. We used to come there and dress properly, in a way you cannot looking for nice girls there. And I haven't been there. I didn't know you're running that place. I have to come there. But do you know why? What I want you to do, Ezra, you think so much. Just get something and say, Cosmas Zulu is coming. You know I'm a comedian.
Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to make a comedy night.
Make a comedy night. And then I come there and people would enjoy, because most of the people, they just know me as a soccer guru. Most of them, but they don't know I'm a comedian. You know that I'm a soccer guru, I'm a comedian, I'm a dancer, I'm a motivational speaker. So, just do it. So some of these guys, we promote
definitely do it.
No, I'm so happy, Mr. Tshisa, that you've got a lot of things to do now here, and your family is here now.
My children are all in UK.
In UK.
The one is in America.
Yeah, how many are there?
Tsano.
We need to know. You fly here and you don't have that history.
Yeah, quite a number.
Yeah, quite a number. You see, somebody almost like that. Iredio ikhuluma ukuthi umuntu olabatwana abangu-3 uyanikwa imali yehulumende ukuthi ancediswe anjo. Ukunikwa imali. And umuntu wahamba kukhosikazi wakhe wathi lalela phela thina sile 2 ngifuna ukuyothatha lo one ephumula engenza lo sisi lo one. Amfazi wathi awungahamba. Wathi sebuya ngikhaya wafica kule 1 uthi kathi omunye ngathi no la ubaba wakhe bakuthethe la.
Ubona ubaba wakhe.
Ubaba wakhe uthi ubuyeke sela ngalo ukuthi wayidriva Tony. So these are some of the things. But guys, honestly speaking, I mean, lastly, between you guys, tell me, we all grew up in the Highlanders system, and the truth is, when the Highlanders is not doing well, we might hide, but between us and 3, akusikazi.
Akumnandi.
Yeah. Tell me, what areas, what is it, starting with you, Joe, Highlanders can do to improve the status at the moment?
I think first and foremost is we have to look at the executive first. The executive members must be people who really love Highlanders, who have Highlanders at heart, not there for their own benefits.
Thank you.
Bring it down to the technical team.
Yeah.
So if that executive is in place, everything down will be in good place as well. And come up with a good, solid junior police.
Beautiful.
That's where Highlanders is.
Yeah.
And let's stop this business of buying outside players.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of youngsters playing at Poso 90. I would say now.
Yeah.
I've watched those boys play and I've been witnessing their games.
Yeah.
They deserve a call to the first team.
Thank you. And Mr. Tshisa, what do you think we can do to improve?
Highlanders, Tsano, we need to be honest with each other. Highlanders from 2006 come up to now.
Yeah.
It's no longer the same Highlanders.
Okay.
It's not the Highlanders which used to pack the stadium 9 o'clock in the morning. Already people packing. 12 o'clock gets locked.
I've got some taps here.
Gets locked at 12.
Used to go and climb some cloud height.
People, you see the tower lights, people they full. For supporters to be motivated to come back, Highlanders needs to return back to its old self.
Okay.
Where we had the people, where like Joe said, were the people who loved Highlanders.
Yeah.
To have a board and have an executive, you've got two centers of power.
Yeah.
Yes, where the system of Highlanders is the only one in the world where the executive nominates someone to sit in the board, and that person nominated by the executive supervises the executive. How does that happen?
How does that work here?
How does that happen? When Tsano going to the executive, then nominate someone to the board, and that person is supposed to supervise me who actually nominated him.
That's weird.
That's weird. You can't find that system anywhere in the world. And again, how do you, the criteria used to select people to sit in the board? Most of them, they've never been in football. They don't know football. They never played football. They don't know the history of Highlanders. It's a friendship club. It's a friendship club. When they nominate themselves, board. But they don't know. A board, a football board, Tsano, should have former players, former coaches, for continuity, for people who know the history, the culture, and the traditions of the club. Highlanders. Than to call Ezra when he was never even a commentator sitting in law, where they say, come and sit in the board. And most of them, the guys in the board who supervise the executive, where it's funny, they lost elections against those people sitting in the executive. And the people who lost elections have to supervise the 1-1. You see how weird it is. So the interference, they tell you that they follow the FIFA guidelines. Highlanders is not following because FIFA says one center of power. It's either you do away with the board or you do away with the executive. One should remain. Again, where the problem is, the money works with the Highlanders. When the elections come, there are people who are members where they will buy them drinks and all and come and vote. We don't vote on merit, but what we do is somebody
vote buying.
Not knowing the person is clueless about football. And lastly, respect the legends, respect the former players of Highlanders. It pains me to see somebody who saved the club where the stadium was 20,000 full, people cheering, Chama Kwelo, and that person outside the gate struggling to go in. We have players, actually, people like you and all you guys, the 80s people, who bought this clubhouse, who bought that office, who bought all these properties for Highlanders. Being non-entities, not known, not even recognized. Tsano, you are a legend. Cosmas, Lawrence, all these people.
Netai,
you name them, Zenzo, whenever, and all that. Those people are legends. They need to be respected by the club. I couldn't do Mtoko young as I have a foreign, such a long again.
Who is?
If you come to VIP, Tsano, most of the time I see you sitting there. If you look at the people around you, but these players, they don't come in. And they don't say we want the VIP, they want to come into football. But at Highlanders, you find that the whole VIP friendship, it doesn't give any penny. You know the Middle East End, Ungambe imali buya incike bhadale
6 people.
Most of them ngabantu angena imali.
Ama-girlfriends abo.
No, nama-girlfriends. So if that is stopped and then go to basics and say Highlanders Valley was founded on building a team from the juniors. Let's have a coach of my juniors who works direct with the team.
Head coach.
Look at like you recommend when I take them. So that's what we need. You continue. Any club there in the world, all those Arsenal or Manchester United, they work with the youth teams up to the first. They work with that coach. So again, Tsano, unless we do that, definitely won't. Remember, you guys, you are playing Kungela Pay. Remember, you guys, you're not camping sleeping there but going to win a cup. These guys, they've got a salary, fixed salary. They've got winning bonuses. They sleep in lodges and hotels.
Luxury.
They camp in luxury. They've got a bus. Bus or minibus.
Bus. Imoto zama-supporters. Zazisithwala ama-players to Harare, Mtshari.
That people are playing for the bench. When for you to stick at Highlanders, yes, they dump you, son. But you go other places because other people value your experience and service. They employ you, but still, while you are there, you still say Highlanders in here. You come back home. I want to tell you, I'm angry. I don't want to see this club. Some people, the way they've been treated by Highlanders, they won't be coming back to Highlanders.
That's true.
Yeah, when they get you.
No, thank you very much. Sharing all these things with you, Mr. Tshuma and Tshisa, you brought in some very, very important points. Go to James chapter 1, verse 19. It actually says, a man or a woman must be slow in talking and quick in listening and no wrath. You don't lose anything as a leadership of Highlanders to call Ezra Tshisa at a clubhouse for 30 minutes and have a talk with him about Highlanders. You do it. You don't need $10 to call Johannes Tshuma to the office and buy him a soft drink and talk about what was happening yesterday at Highlanders. Because these guys are not saying these things because they want to take you out of your purse. They want to see Highlanders winning. That's the only prize they want. Hence I'm saying to all the people who have been listening to this episode, Highlanders supporters, it can be Dynamo supporters, it can be Cap supporters. Some of these things happen in your clubs. Please, let's get a situation where we listen when another man is talking. Because on everyday interaction you do with anybody in the streets, it can be in the pub, it can be in the bus, it can be in a plane, it can be at home. You are either a teacher or you are a student. Thank you very much, Zimbabwe and everybody around who has been listening to this episode. May God bless you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Before Tshisa question, sorry. Yeah. So Tshisa, you're someone a broadcaster for quite some time, and you've mentioned the history. We heard Johannes saying that we are knowledge plows it back to the youngsters out there.
Yeah.
You're someone who has done well with broadcasting. One of the best Zimbabwe has ever produced. Do you have any ambitions to plow back this skill that you had, as a radio station and television, just
or a workshop?
Yeah,
a workshop. When you call, look at Tshisa. Thanks very much, Johnny, for coming. Look at me now. I left Ngezi a month back, and now I'm doing some consulting. I'm doing some workshops, for coaches, executives.
All right.
What you need to do that. You can't go to your grave with all this knowledge.
What I can tell you, Tsano, the problem we have in Zimbabwe is the lack or if you are radio stations, because they need to license more. Again, where we lack is too much I know. People believe that in broadcasting, in broadcasting, you see talent in here. Yeah, you might have learned it in school, but it should be in you. You don't learn how to broadcast. It should come from you.
That's true.
It's just as good. You can't teach Messi. That is thing triply.
It's
an thing.
Yes. The problem here, what we have here is so many. When I listen to radio station, they want to sound the same. If you listen to this radio station currently now, it's very difficult to differentiate unless you hear them talking or you know exactly the frequency, because they all rush thinking that English or doing it in English live and pretend to be there. The British and the Americans, they will never try to be another people.
Africans, they never.
South Africa, I love them because they've continued to say for each language. But here you find the radio station meant to benefit the community. Struggling who's an everyone. And you wonder who are they telling. Use Shona in the way for the radio station and make the kids one for the English and all that. Not that every presenter is English. Mix and have it so that abantu.
Beautiful. Do you know, guys, this also goes into coaching. You see, 80% of coaching is communication. If you talk to a player in foreign language, it goes in his head. If you talk to him his mother language, it goes to heart. This is what Tshisa is saying. You see, we need these kind of things. Hence, I'm saying to all journalists in this country, please make use of veteran legends of radio like Ezra Tshisa. You know, ask him. He can organize a workshop for you guys. I remember the other year, Lavmo Due organized a workshop sponsored by Noko Security to come and me hold the workshop. Because most of you guys, if I ask you what is a reverse pass, you don't know, but you want to go on the remote football. And on a report, we don't even see words like chip, we don't have words like far post, reverse pass, but those things are happening. They're there on the page. Just because you are proud, like what Tshisa said, you don't want to come in and ask people who know the subjects. Hence I'm saying, here's Tshisa. Ask to hold a workshop for you guys, young journalists, and he'll help you. Thank you very much again, Zimbabwe, the whole world. Please, until next week, when you come back to this episode again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Shop.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.